Hey guys, how's it going? I'm back here with another video. In this video here, we're gonna explore a new scan tool that I just got. This is the Mucar V0 or VO6. If you're familiar with the Think Car line of scan tools, this scan tool here is basically a rebranded version of the Think Scan Max. And I guess what I'll say about that is because I know somebody may ask in the comment, why might somebody need to rebrand something that's already in existence? Well, I'll just give you two speculatory ideas. One is that when the competitive landscape changes, maybe a company don't have a new option to introduce, but in order to increase their presence in the market, they'll just rebrand something they already have. So now that if somebody say search a scan tool in the $350 range, two of their scan tools would come up in that search history. Another reason why this is just speculative, I'm not saying this happened to them, but I'm just saying what companies do sometimes is they will make subsidiaries of the company. So in case if one part of the company got in financial trouble, that it would not affect another part of the company. But again, there's other reasons why. Again, this video is not for that. It's just more or less just to say, I feel like somebody may ask about why would somebody rebrand a particular product. That happens all the time, not just with scan tools, but with other tools in the world or other products in the world. So in the case of this one, they got to come in a very nice box. I like the box. It's padded on the inside. Instead of a blow molded case, it comes with a hard shell case. Pretty cool. Let's unzip it and see what we got here. So it comes with a nice thick manual. This is a scan tool here, but we'll just fire this up. It just comes with the typical connection cord, USB, and other things, so we won't even look at that. So this thing here is, let's go ahead and cut it on. It's already on. 6-inch display. It's Bluetooth wireless, so you just pop this dongle out right here. It holds the dongle right here. And it basically has, let's just show you what they call, if you're familiar with XTOOL, this has maintenance functions instead of special functions. It has, I believe, 28 special functions. All of the functions and everything in this tool, except for bidirectional controls, are with a free lifetime update. And if you go to the store, how this works is that you pay $50 per year to get that scan tool to upgrade to whatever car make that you have. Like, for example, if you was going to look for, say, let's just go to GM, since GM is a common car brand. You would buy the GM package here for GM, Chevrolet, Cadillac, and Buick, and it would work for all GM vehicles for a year. Now, you might say, well, you have to pay for bidirectional controls. And I made this point the other day when I made my review about the XTOOL IP616, is that a lot of times for DIYers, you may not necessarily need bidirectional controls. I mean, they're useful. And don't get me wrong, I'd like to have them, but usually if you got a really strong scan tool, really good live data, and a lot of special functions, this scan tool will serve you well. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and back out of here. So again, this right here is the Mucar V06. It's in the same range as the scan tool. Again, I just reviewed the XTOOL IP616. The only difference, well, not only, one of the differences that's right off the bat is that this one has the capabilities of direct bidirectional controls. The XTOOL IP616 does not. But however, the XTOOL IP616, I believe, has much higher capabilities when it comes to key programming. So with that said, I'm gonna go ahead and jump in the car, and we are going to explore the unit and see how it works. I'm here in the car now with the Mucar V06. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the car on here. And what I want to show you, first of all, just a few things in the interface of the software here before we do anything else. So one quick thing I want to show you, you just do a swipe down from the top of the screen. There's a quick menu right here you can adjust things with. And most of them are pretty obvious. So I wanted to show you that. Another thing I wanted to show you is that this scan tool already comes pre-installed with most of the cars that it will work with. However, this unit only has 16 gigabytes of memory, although it has an expansion slot in the top here, right here, where you can add a flash drive to it for an additional 32 gigabytes. However, say if you just want to just use this unit and no flash drive, but you want to make sure you have enough space, how you delete software that you will not ever use, it's not obvious, but I'm gonna show you how to do it now. So first of all, go ahead to update. You hit the update button, and now you go to see, upgradable means the software is either upgradable or it is not installed already. However, you want to go over here to the right side where it says upgraded software, for example. Now, these are what's installed at the latest version. Okay, so let's go down to something I know I'm not ever going to work on, which is a Ferrari. I'm never going to work on a Ferrari. So how do you get rid of this software so it won't take up some space? Is long press it. When you long press it, this pops up and it says the Ferrari vehicle software will be deleted. Are you sure you want to continue, and hit OK? And if you want to reinstall that software, you can just go back to the upgradable software, and it should be somewhere here on this list. And I'm not going to go through that list, but you can definitely go look at that. All right, so now let's go. Let me move this here. Let's go back. So now what we're going to do, we're just going to go ahead and do a quick scan. Oh, one quick thing I'll tell you before we start here. This unit here is basically a very good competitor to the last scan tool I reviewed, which is the XTOOL IP616. The major difference between that unit and this unit here has bidirectional capabilities. However, you do have to purchase those capabilities, which is not really a bad price. And also, one may argue, you know, a lot of other stuff got free lifetime updates and all of this and that. But again, think Car, which is the parent owner of this Mucar scan tool. They usually have some very powerful features embedded. I think these scan tools usually are pretty good at doing coding, like when you're installing body control modules, but don't quote me on that, but that's something you can look into. So if we go here to the store, now, for example, let's just go to see all. We can see that all the software for any make, not model, is $50 a year. So for example, if you get the GM, I'm just pulling this up because it's a common one. This is the GM software here that works with all GM models for a year, and it costs $50 for bidirectional controls. So again, I can see that where some people may view this as, you know, not something that they would want to, they would rather, in other words, they would just rather have a tool that has lifetime updates or some sort of upgradable software that just remains as long as you don't upgrade past that, like the XTOOL does. But however, at the same token, I'm impressed with the scan tool, first of all, I'll say, and being able to have bidirectional capabilities, it is a plus. I mean, you do have that capability. Although I have not installed them yet myself. I'm going to wait until I need them. Then I will show you the difference, and I'll make another video to show you the difference of what it looks like. But however, now since I've showed you that, we're just going to go ahead and move forward to the scan. Oh, one more quick thing is that on this scan tool here, they call maintenance functions is the same thing. If you're familiar with the XTOOL line, again, they call them special functions through XTOOL. Here they call them maintenance functions. So basically, this is what these are. So when you do the upgrade, you're buying what they call special functions. So it's kind of just a little adjustment of the naming there, but there's that difference. All right, so let's go here to scan. Let's go to auto search, and we've already upgraded the software here. So it usually finds the VIN. Yep, there we go. Got the VIN. I'm in my 2010 Buick LaCrosse. Okay. All right. So now what you can do is a health report, system scan, or system selection. Let's just do a health report. That seems to be a bit faster here, just so we can demonstrate. I like the pretty cool animation here. It basically goes through these and lets you know, is there a problem? Is everything okay? Or if it's, I think if it's gray, it's meaning that it's not equipped. And again, I know in my car here, I'll see a lot of codes, but again, most of them don't practically mean, don't mean anything. Yep, got 22 body control module codes. That's just because I got put all LED bulbs in this car, like in terms of the interior bulbs in the trunk and that sort of thing, in the glove box, and there's no way to set, I guess, some sort of ballast to each one to make it have the, to make it have the right voltage, I guess, to carry to the ECU or whatever you want to call it. But it doesn't really do anything to the car. You just have those codes internally. Even if you erase them, they'll just come right back. So, all right, pretty quick. It's going through. And next, what we're going to do is I'm going to show you inside of the system. We're going to do system selection as well. We're going to take a look at this and then just show you what you would be getting, where the bidirectional controls would be if you're not familiar with that. So health report. All right, so let's just go to engine control module. We'll hit enter, two-wheel, front drive. Let's read fault code. DTC's display. Transition. Yeah, for some reason when I connect Scantool to this car, if it's not running, it always come up with some weird code. I have no idea why. Again, it's just probably the age of the car or something like that. But I mean, this just goes away. All right, so freeze frame. Let's take freeze frame data. Lost communication with engine control module. So, all right. Let's see what we got here. Let's read data stream. Right now, we shouldn't really have any data stream. So you can get data stream on all of this stuff here. Like, it's really cool just how they... So what we do, we're going to have to turn the car on to see some of this stuff here, but I'm just going in to see if we can see anything now. I'm sure we can see, like, probably we see some voltage or something like that. How about let's just back up here. Let's just go ahead and cut the car here. All right. There you have that. So now let's go look at some engine data. And we can just take a look at, let's try, again, I like to just always show something that's common, which is like fuel trims and oxygen sensor voltages, because those are, a lot of times you can use those to do a lot of things with your car. Okay. Oxygen sensor, let's go oxygen sensor here. Okay, and let's go ignition timing too. Just look at some here. We'll do them all. Let's just put them all here. All right, now we're going to hit OK. And then it's going to put it more in a list format. So again, my oxygen sensors are running, look to be doing what they should be doing. Bank 1 is fluctuating. Not bank 1, sorry. Sensor 1. In each bank is fluctuating, and sensor 2 in each bank is pretty stable, so that's normally what you'd look for. Ignition timing, I'm not sure what I'm looking for here, to be honest with you, but I have heard people say it shouldn't fluctuate a lot, maybe because this version here of the GM, this right here is the LLT version of the 3.6, and I think they had timing chain issues. And I mean, I change this oil in this car every 3,000 miles and take really good care of it. So I think that although maybe the timing chain could be off a little bit, maybe that's what that's coming from. I'm not entirely sure. If anybody knows, please let me know. I'm not a I guess a timing chain expert, so to speak, but that seems to be what could be the problem here, or maybe it could be no problem at all. Long-term trim and bank, fuel trim in bank 1, in bank 2 is pretty good. They're close to 0. Long-term trim idle deceleration bank, I'm not sure. I guess I picked that by accident. I don't even know what that indicates. I'd have to look into that long. That's interesting. All right, so let's go to let's see, where is it at here? Combine. Let's see if we can combine. We can combine whichever ones we want. So let's just combine all the oxygen sensors here and see how it displays this data. Okay. So again, if you look at bank 1 sensors, which has the blue and red, they're doing what they should do, going up and down. If you look at the not bank 1 and bank 2, sorry, the sensor 1 in bank 1 and 2 in blue and red, they're doing what they should do. And the sensor 2, which is in the yellow and green, they're doing what they should do, and they're supposed to stay around, I guess, around 0.8 or so, 0.9 of consistent voltage, because it's going through the catalytic converter. So it's good to be able to see that. I wonder, can you pinch and zoom out on things? Oh, you can actually. You can pinch and zoom a little bit. Yeah, so it makes this bigger. So here, by default, the graph, I think, is pretty good enough. All right, so let's back up here. All right, so let's undo some of these here. And let's just look at, say, the long-term fuel trims, just out of curiosity, what would the graph looks like. Okay, so they're both are doing pretty good. They're both close enough to 0 where probably you're not too worried about anything. All right, so let's back out of here. What other kind of data we got here? Let's take a look at, let's go into the automatic, let's see what else we got here. Induction, misfire data. Yeah, let's check the misfire data. I don't think I have any misfires in this car. I think every now and again it may produce a misfire. Let's look at the catalyst temperatures in bank 1 and 2, cycles of misfire. Let's look at all these, this injection command, history. Yeah, let's just look at that. Okay, they got the injector commands as well, which is pretty cool, because that way, if you have a misfire, maybe it has something to do with the injector, how long is it staying on and off, and you can relate all that to the fuel air ratio. Again, there's so many things you can do if you're just having a misfire. Man, this is pretty good. They got it all kind of in a way that kind of flows together to my eye. Hit okay. Let's take a look. Calculate it. So right now, right, that's what I would say seems reasonable to me. I know that idling, this should be around anywhere from 8 to 900 degrees, and once you start driving, you should probably, in this car here anyway, you should probably be around 1200, 1300 degrees. All right, so 3 cycles of misfire data, 4 counts. Let's see here. And that is in, that's just saying overall. Cylinder 1 misfire counter history. We have 0. Let's go back. Cylinder 2, nothing. Cylinder 3, cylinder 4. Okay, cylinder 5, we have a couple of misfire counters. Don't know what that could be. Again, because they're doing a negative fuel trim, in that this is in cylinder 1 is in bank 1. Bank 1 has the highest fuel trim. I think that was around 8 or 9%. So maybe a little bit of excess gas is getting that from, say, the ignition timing or the fuel injector command, and causing it to misfire somehow. In other words, that's a way you can take this data and kind of make a decision, or kind of think about how something is going wrong in your car. So, okay, I think they do the misfire counts. I think it's like maybe every 10 seconds or something like that. It checks it. And then, yeah, misfire counts. Yeah. Misfire history. Let's see. Let's look at the history and see what we have. Misfire counts. Yeah, so only got 1 misfire here. because I've seen that misfire before, and that's what always make me think that it probably has something to do with that particular injector. It may have a slightly leaky injector or something like that. I'm not entirely sure. And it also could have something to do with the time as well, because as you saw, my degrees ignition timing was just kind of fluctuating, say between 3 and 9 or something like that. All right, so let's go back here one more time. Let's see what else. Back up one more time here. Let's take a look at, let me see what else we got here. See what's under ignition data here. Reference, pedal acceleration, cam, position sensor. I'm not sure what this is going to show me because I don't know much about what its position sensor is showing, but this is how I learn. Okay, let's look at knock detected, knock retarded. See, do we have any? I don't think there is any of this. I never looked at this though, actually. All right, let's try. See what else we got here. Look at the ignition timing. Okay, that should be enough. Let's take a look at this and see what we got here. No knock detected. No knock detected. No knock detected. Okay, this is good. So I'm always just wondering that ignition time. See how it's just fluctuating a little bit. You would think that if the timing is very good, it should that ignition timing should stay at the same degree or near the same degree. I mean, it's not like it's going to 20 or something like that either. I mean, it's going between. It even dipped down into the negative from, like, I guess suppose it's at 90 degrees and maybe it goes back to 88.5 degrees. That's probably where the negative comes from. I'm just making that as an example. So yeah, that's one thing I'm always interested in, this ignition time. So I'm gonna have to research that a little bit more. All right, so the last thing I'm gonna take a look at here, let's go back and check out the automatic transmission data. And what I want to see is the transmission vehicle speed sensor, control module, torque increase. Okay, so if you're having transmission problem, you got a lot of nice live data features here. What I want to find, maybe it's not under here. Okay, let's go back out the engine. What I want to find is the transmission fluid temperature. Because again, to me, that's absolutely one of the most important things to know. Because again, if you want to, I'm gonna just scroll really quick here. That's one of the absolute important things to know, because if you want to redo your transmission fluid, you need to know the temperature of the fluid so you can make the fluid correction in there right, so you can have it at the appropriate level, not underfill it or overfill it. Let's see here, I'm scrolling kind of fast and talking. I'm hoping I didn't miss it. Let's see here. Okay. Engine speed, engine coolant. Do not see. Okay, let's back out again. Let's see, where could this be? Engine data, automatic transmission data, HVAC system, fuel trim, ignition, induction. Let me go back into automatic again. Engine coolant temperature though. Check that throttle position. Requested torque, requested increase. So it looks like that I cannot find. Maybe it's here buried somewhere, because sometimes these scan tools have certain things that are not logically put into the tree. I have to look for this. I'm gonna look for it one more time. If I don't see it, oh well, I'll just know this is not the scan tool I need to use when I change transmission fluid, because I do change transmission fluid in my cars. Actually, I just changed this transmission fluid here on the oil change before last, and my other 2017 Buick is supposed to get changed at 45,000. Right now the car has almost 39,000, so I'm gonna do it at around the 40,000 mark. Deceleration cutoff. See, engine load, runtime speed. Yeah, for some reason I am not seeing the transmission fluid temperature. And I could have missed it actually, I mean, because, you know, I am talking and kind of scroll through this kind of fast here. And it also may have another name. Sometimes I've seen things like that have weird names to it. Engine cooling and ventilation. Yeah, it doesn't seem like electrical evaporative emission. Try one more time. Yeah, I don't really see anything where it would be at. Again, like I said, it's probably some things I'm not familiar with in the Scantool. I'm just going to look under the induction just on the off chance. Yeah. Okay, we can go back, and what else would be reasonable to try? Yeah, I guess you can look on ignition data. I'm almost 100% it's not here, but I'll just for some reason, I'll look. All right, so maybe that could be part of the special functions and the bidirectional control somehow if you have to pay for it, because again, I think that's a very important feature. As much live data as this has, I think that that would be something that would be reasonable to have. Wait a minute, let's go to TCM here. Hold up, wait a minute. Could be module information, read data stream, transmission data. Let's try transmission data on here. Okay, here we go. We might be here because we got the shift times. Okay, now this is important too. Shift times if your transmission is slipping or if you're having pressure issues in your transmission, shift times will tell you something for sure. It got to be here. Gear ratio, that's important. Gear command, yes. Engine torque, all this is very important when diagnosing a engine. Of course, I'm not driving, so it's not going to really tell us anything now. Pressure control valves, that's very important when you're trying to diagnose a transmission if they're slipping or something like that. Yep. Transmission control module temperature, yes, they had, so that means they're going to have the fluid temperature here as well, because I'm almost for sure of it. A pressure switch, yeah, all of this stuff. Transmission fluid temperature, transmission hot mode. I'm not sure what the hot mode is, but I'd have to look into that. But let's just see, what does it say anyway when we just take a look at it. Oh yeah, transmission hot mode, no. That might got something to do with if you have like a four-wheel drive or something like that maybe, or something that where you put a lot of towing, for example. So right now my fluid is 82 degrees. Now knowing this car, you got to check it when the temperature, I believe, is, I want to say, I can't remember actually, but it was higher than this. But anyway, that's why you need to know your temperature, so that way your level will be at a point to where you'll know that you have enough or too much or too little in the car. So it do have it, in fact. So you just got to go back to the right module to see it, which makes sense. That's logical. So yeah, this is a pretty powerful scan tool in terms of live data. You know, again, the bidirectional controls, again, you do have to buy those a la carte per make. However, that is an option if you do need it. So for example, you can buy this scan tool and probably use it for quite a bit of stuff and never need to buy bidirectional controls. But if you do need them, they are available. I don't have a discount code for this, but I do have a link in the description. However, I will reach out. I have already reached out to the company and asked them, do they have a discount code I can use in my video? I have not heard back from them. I will follow up with them one more time to see if I can hear something from them. And maybe I can get you guys a discount code if you're interested. So that said, if you want to just go through all these modules here, you can go through these modules and then you can dig a little deeper. So in other words, this, again, I have a Think Diag, the Bluetooth scan tool where you have the interface on your phone or tablet. For to be a small scan tool, it only costs $100 or $120. It's very powerful. So that said, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you got any questions about the scan tool, it gives you this noise hit also to release take your Bluetooth thing out so you won't forget it in the car as well. So anyway, if you guys got any questions about this scan tool, this here is the Mucar VO6, and I'd be happy to answer them. Just put them down in the comment. With that said, you guys take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.